we are joined by the one and only. He is a 9-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro selection, won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's going to Canton Pro Football Hall of Fame now, an offensive line coach for the Cox Falcons in Virginia Beach. We say hello and congrats to Alan Faneca here on ESPN Radio 94.1. Alan, thank you for joining us. How's life treating you?
Oh, it's doing really good. How you guys doing?
Doing great. We know you got a big football game we'll dive into on Saturday night at 6 o'clock when the undefeated Falcons, your team with Coach Bill Stachelski, take on the Deep Creek Hornets in the Region 5A playoffs. But let's go to the big news with you in the last year here. Take us back to that feeling, what it was like when the mountain of a man that is David Baker, the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, greeted you with the news that you were going to be enshrined in Canton.
Oh, man. Speechless, amazing, awesome. Overdue, everything wrapped up into one, and just an amazing moment that I'll never forget, and was very fortunate and lucky to be able to share it with more family than I would have normally due to COVID. So if there's anything good that came out of COVID, that would be one thing for me.
Were there more emotions from you, your wife, your family members? Any tears shed?
Oh, yeah, there were some watery eyes, just from, elated excitement, man, just letting out some yelps and just enjoying the moment. It was a fun night. We shared the news with a couple of friends, close friends, and we had a few beers around the bonfire that night.
There you go. Well, definitely you've been one of the best offensive guards pro football seen in the last 30, 40 years here, without any question, beginning with the Steelers there and then also playing with the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals there, wrapping it up in 2010. Where are you on the Hall of Fame speech? Are you halfway done, full way done? Where you sit right now in the speech?
It's funny that you ask. I just I paused. I'm working with my speech coach right now, and I'm going to get back on when I'm done. So, we're close. It's nowhere near finished or polished, but the meat and guts are definitely on the paper.
Now, who's presenting you? Is that set right now, or?
It is not set. I haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
Put it that way, so I haven't announced it yet.
Gotcha. Well, you can let us know when you are ready to reveal that, and we'll break the news right here on ESPN Radio 94.1, talking with Alan Faneca, going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this summer. And your story's remarkable. I mean, what you've achieved on the gridiron. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were having seizures and you were diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 15, so your football journey could have ended before it really got rolling.
Definitely could have. I was very fortunate to have a good doctors and health system around me, and really supported me in my decisions and helped me through the process, and was very positive to me continuing to play football and all the sports I was playing. So I'm really thankful for all of that, and that little window of my life right there that enabled me to get here.
Now, I've always said that offensive linemen, the ones I've gotten to talk to that have played at the pro level, the college level, even the high school game, they're a different breed. They're different from those guys, at quarterback or those flashy skill guys at wide receiver. And the pros and cons to that in your eyes, I imagine you can probably walk around some places and not be bugged to death for autographs and requests. What are the pros and cons for being an offensive lineman?
Oh, man. Offensive linemen are all about getting the job done. And helping your buddy out, and the team product, right? We're not even doing one thing by ourselves, right? We still need all five of us, plus maybe a tight end and a fullback to get the one single job done for that play, which is to block enough people so that we can gain some yards or complete a pass. So, an offensive lineman are different breeds. We travel in packs around locker rooms and training camps and stick together. It's a great fraternity.
Talking with a guy that had 210 pancake blocks in his college career at LSU before going on to win a Super Bowl at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alan Faneca, our guest here on the Nick Cattle Show on ESPN Radio 94.1, an offensive line coach for the Cox Falcons, who at 5-0 get set to take on Deep Creek Saturday night in the Region 5A playoffs. So when we'll put Cox playing for the Region Championship for the first time in school history, which we'll dive into in a bit. But Alan, growing up, who did you idolize in the game of football? Any offensive linemen that were particular favorites of yours?
I didn't. I didn't idolize any offensive lineman growing up. I think I was just like every other kid. I was watching Joe Montana and, the guys that were catching the ball. And I didn't really have any offensive linemen idols. Then I go to Pittsburgh, and I get there, and I got the great Dermontti Dawson, who's in the Hall of Fame as well, and I'm lined up right next to him, and that's really the first time I got to see what true greatness was in person, and the things that he was able to do. I still don't know how he was able to do them on the field, and I got a chance to play with Dermontti for a couple of years, and I was like, man, I want to be what he is to this organization. I want to be what he is on the field for the guys in the locker room, and he's the first guy I've ever really idolized in that aspect that I wanted to mold myself after.
And one of the best centers to ever do it, not just with the Steelers, but in the entire NFL. And that was kind of my next question I was going to get to with you was any teammates or coaches, I guess in addition to Dermontti on the teammate side, that had a major influence on you in your journey and career?
Oh, man, so many guys on the line, the teammates that I played with on the line. Russ Grimm was a great coach of mine, former Hog, and was definitely opened my eye and shared lots of, just knowledge and information and helped me to see the game in a different light, and was just very, very eye-opening. I feel like my game kind of really jumped even further when I got to be under his tutelage. So I think, definitely Russ is a big part of where I am today.
Hardest guy you ever had to block? Who would it be?
I hate giving him the props, but he deserves it, and it's Warren Sapp. He played that defensive tackle position differently than anybody still plays it today. He lined up wide. He was quick. He was fast. He played it a lot like a defensive end, and everything that an offensive lineman does is repetition, and we try to do the same thing, play in and play out for the most part. And that's what makes an offensive lineman good. It's because you're doing it on every snap. You're not doing it like every third snap. And when you went up against Warren, you couldn't do that. You had to change your philosophy. You had to change everything. I would pull my scout guy aside for the week, and I'd be like, look, we got to work this week. I need this, that, and this out of you. I need you to come hard, line up wide, do things that are unexpected. And that's the only way you could play decent against him on Sunday was to work hard all week long. I think too many guys just did not realize that and do it.
Well, not just with Warren Sapp did he have a motor on the field, but that mouth didn't stop moving during the game, did it?
No, he didn't. He enjoyed the talk, but thankfully we got the best of him most of the game, so he wasn't talking too much late in those games.
Of course, you were voted to the Steelers' 75th anniversary all-time team by Steeler fans. How often do you think back to winning that Super Bowl 40 for Pittsburgh over Seattle there in Detroit?
Oh, man, it's hard not to have fans bring it up or to walk by a picture in my house and, instantly just get the hair on the back of my neck popping up. And, it's the ultimate, man. It's the ultimate. It's not like it's not just that 1 year bottled up, right? It's not just the trophy at the end of the year. Man, you win the Super Bowl. I was playing flag football or tackle football in my front yard, when I was like 6 years old, and you're dreaming and pretending you're playing in the Super Bowl. It's everything. It's like every year, every step along the way. It's your high school games, your college games, every game you played in your NFL, and it's all bottled up into this one game, and you did it and you pulled it off, and it's euphoric. You can't put words on it.
While you're remembered for your time with the Steelers, and rightfully so, you did have a couple years there with the Jets and were a teammate of Brett Favre's there. He was acquired, and you guys had a big little playoff run there. You knock off the Chargers, who were heavily favored, lost in the AFC Championship game to the Colts. But how about that time with the Jets and what it was like for you?
It was great, man. We had a great group of guys, and we were very similar philosophies in Pittsburgh. We were ground and pound and good defense. And, we just came up a little bit short there. And we had a really good team, but it was a fun team. And, definitely Rex Ryan kept it really interesting and quiet as well.
Oh, I bet you've got some Rex Ryan stories for days, don't you?
He would give so in the NFL, most people will be like, they don't understand it. But the pregame speech, the big pregame speech is given the night before in the team hotel about 9:30 at night, which makes no sense at all. But everything on game day is so quick and not everybody's together. That's really generally where it happens. If the head coach has got like some big thoughts to get across. And Rex would have us so fired up, and it'd be like, all right, how am I supposed to go to bed now? I'd say, you're ready to, like, go take the field, because he dropped, like, 40 F-bombs, and he's calling people out, and it's just raging. You might as well just go straight to the stadium. But here we are. We're about to eat ice cream and cookies and go to bed.
That's awesome. We're talking with Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2021 inductee Alan Faneca. He started with the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New York Jets, Arizona Cardinals, and of course he's going into Canton. He's now an assistant football coach with the Cox High School Falcons of Virginia Beach. Our guest here on the Nick Cattle Show. A few more minutes with Alan here on ESPN Radio 94.1. They say, what brought him to Virginia Beach? Well, you married your wife Julie there. You met her as a freshman at LSU. You have 3 children there. And when your career ended, Alan, did you ever think you'd get into coaching? And what drew you to the situation there with Coach Stack, as we all know him, Bill Stachelsky and Cox High School?
You know, I never really thought about it, but I never thought against it either, as far as coaching. But so I got involved. My daughter's a sophomore now at Cox, and I became friends with the principal, Dr. Kelly. So he gave me the invite to come on out there and help out. And I didn't take him up on it right away. And then, sure enough, I was like, man, let's go do it. And I called him up. And next thing you know, he put me and Stack together. And, you know, I got up there to start helping out. And it's been great.
What's it like when your kids say, wow, you're going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? How do I do that? When you're teaching these kids at Cox that now to try to be there one day in the NFL like you were?
Man, they're like sponges, man. They want to hear anything I can say. And they want to absorb it all. They want to hear the stories you're trying to get out of me now, and they're trying to get the good ones out of me out there on the field, and they want to know how to get better. And you know, some of those guys out there have big aspirations of going to play ball, and they just want to know how to get there. And they're like sponges as well, accepting it all and just learning along the way. So it's a great group of kids.
That's great to hear. Well, I'm looking forward to Saturday night's playoff game with the Falcons and the Deep Creek Hornets. It should be a fun one with a regional championship berth on the line. I'll get you on this, and thank you so much for coming on the program, Alan. Have you imagined how it would be, whether you're playing in the NFL or as a high school football player, a college football player, dealing with playing today in this last 12 months plus we've had here with all the COVID protocols and challenges from the past year, how these guys are getting it done?
You know, and my hat's off to him, man. You know, it's been hard enough as coaches not knowing, trying to figure out how to do what's next and what protocol and what we can and can't do. But, for these kids to keep grinding and keeping after it and, staying together as a team and to keep just pushing forward and not letting something get you down, it puts us as a coaching staff in awe, man. We're just nothing but awe of watching these kids and what they've been able to accomplish and keep pushing.
That's Alan Faneca, the 9-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro selection, and a Super Bowl champion with the Steelers. He is going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this summer in Canton, Ohio. Alan, a real joy chatting with you. Congrats on a wonderful career and a well-deserved honor. Thank you so much for the time, and I look forward to chatting with you guys on Saturday night.
That sounds great. Thank you.
That's Alan Faneca, our guest here from the Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Jets, and Arizona Cardinals, now an assistant football coach at Cox High in Virginia Beach here on the Nick Cattle Show. Great to see him get that call to the Hall. Those offensive linemen don't always get the love and the limelight and the glory. You hear more about the holding penalties and the things they do wrong sometimes and what they do right, but Alan Faneca just had a tremendous career in the NFL. We'll take a timeout and come back with more on ESPN Radio 94.1.